Got it. I'm gonna do the chat there. Are we on? Friends, I gotta check the wires. Okay, I think this is okay. Are we on?
Is the flux capacitor, or is it?
Whoop. Sorry, Dan. Didn't mean to put my hand there.
It's okay. We're family.
Hi, friends. Good to see all of you. Happy Sunday evening, Dan. Look at this. So I have some friends with us today. We are not at our home base. We are traveling. It is Doug's Across America, and today you find us in northern Kentucky, and we're having a good old time. This is my little brother, DJ Dan, and who are you? This is Uncle Don, our favorite uncle.
Aww.
And we first got to tell y'all, well, we're kind of, Megan and I are on an odyssey this week, visiting family. We've been kind of all across the Midwest, and so we've been hanging out here in northern Kentucky for a few days, and we got to see Jackson Browne last night. So the first thing on our list is, show him your shirt, Dan.
Yeah. Well, we're twinning here.
Ooh.
This is a Gießen one. This is an old one.
So old, new. How about that?
How beautiful is that?
I got the vinyl.
I think, Doug, we saw a little bit of old and new last night, speaking of the generation span.
I picked up some Late for the Sky vinyl. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Paul. Good to see you all. I should say who all's here. Let's see. Amethyst and Tom and Heidi. Hi, Heidi. Good to see you. And Ricardo and Jimmy. All right, we got a group here. Bruce is here. What's up? Good to see you. We hit the merch store last night. They didn't have any double X's left in the current tour shirt, which had a front on it that looked like a marijuana leaf, and that's the one I had my eye on. But alas, they didn't have any of that. So I picked up a new pressing of Late for the Sky, the classic 1974 album. I think my favorite album by.
It's mine. It's certainly mine. And one of Rolling Stone's top 100 albums consistently.
Came out in 1974. Look at Jackson. He's still going strong. I think he's 75.
75.
And boy, he did a 2.5 hour show last night, y'all. And
with a lot of flexibility, right?
Yeah, he was taking, like the whole second set, he was taking suggestions from the audience.
And remember the early part of the show, Jackson came out and said this tour is dedicated to playing some of his favorite songs.
Yeah.
So the audience convinced him, and what a great listener Jackson Browne is, right, guys?
He was on the keyboards. He was on the on his guitar. I can't remember the guy he had on all the other guitars.
Well, Greg Leese on the slide.
Unbelievable slide player, y'all.
Mauricio on drums.
It was great.
Bob on the bass.
Yeah.
And then the women singers.
He had a couple backup singers.
Which is worth noting. Jackson found those young women in a high school choir in Los Angeles and hired them. They've been with him for 20 years.
I'll be damned.
He said last night he's watched them grow up.
Yeah.
And I think that tells you a little bit about Jackson's heart. Man.
So how many times have you seen Jackson Browne over the years?
Probably 30.
Wow. So it's you need more extra digits. You need a couple extra hands.
Indeed. All the way from George Washington in a beautiful winery setting to the Concertbau in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
I have to say that Uncle Don was the one that introduced me to Jackson Browne in my first concert at the Merriweather Post Pavilion in Maryland. Yeah, we went backstage, first concert. So what a great experience.
Yeah. Y'all are seeing some of the vinyl behind here. So this is my mom's house, and her husband Ralph has a great vinyl collection. I brought some of my vinyl along, and we've been listening to them here today and this week, and we've just enjoyed ourselves. So we need to tell y'all, well, first of all, a little bit more about the concert. Yeah. It was on the ticket that the concert starts at 8, and we're sitting there going, does he have we haven't announced a warm-up act? Is he going to come out at 8? Is it going to be 8:15, 8:30? Like on the button, 8 o'clock, out he comes. And people in the lobby are like getting a drink, are like, shit, we gotta get to our seats. So for the first couple of songs, there was mass numbers of people coming in because the concert had started. And he did like an hour first set, took a break, and then come back and played for like another hour and a half.
That's right.
It was awesome, y'all. old songs, new songs, stuff off the new album is really fresh and lovely.
Yes, yes.
Gotta-
The one poignant thing, guys, I think, was to recognize that this is Jackson's first tour without David Lindley's, at least if not physical presence, his spiritual presence.
For sure.
And there was a moment, I don't know if you all picked up on this, when he Call It Alone was apparently the only song that he and David Lindley co-wrote together. And there was a moment, I don't know if you all picked up on it, but there was a moment when you sort of felt like he was choked up.
Yeah,
Sure. And David Lindley was his muse, was his spiritual partner.
And that was a real guitar, like dual guitar oriented track, like nothing else on the whole night.
Good point.
It's very
good
beautiful.
point. So David Lindley, we give some homage to today, I think. What a great string player, right? Maybe the best.
We had a great time last night, y'all. I think my personal favorite, it's hard to pick because he played Barricades of Heaven,
Right.
which I love, but I also, y'all on the channel know that I love Sky Blue and Black, and he played that, he wasn't planning on it.
That wasn't on the set.
It wasn't on the set list, and somebody yelled it out, and he's like, okay, we'll play that, and off they went, and they killed it. It was
What
so
a magnanimous guy, that Jackson Browne.
so beautiful. It was my 6th or 7th time seeing him. About the same for you,
Yeah.
I think. And every time the evening is just lovely. So if you can, check him out on this tour. He's still on the road.
I think that I noticed too that Jackson wasn't as overtly political last night, and that may well have been because he's here
in Kentucky.
But of course, I think that all of us who care about the future of democracy need to recognize Jackson's voice, his spirit, his words, and it's never been right. He never forces it.
It's very poetic.
Anyway, the power of art, right? The
He
power
has a
of music.
way of encompassing the way that we feel in a turn of phrase. Using words in terms of phrase that nobody else has come up with before.
That's right.
It's really a singular talent, and I think it's one of the main reasons why he's been around for as long as he has been, because this album, Late for the Sky, it came out in 1974, and they're still doing new presses of it, y'all. There's demand for it.
You know,
so.
something else was the span of generations.
Yeah.
Last night,
Yeah.
I think we saw people in their 20s all the way up to people in their
Geezers like
as
me,
high as it
man.
gets.
We saw generations, like we were generations of a family that were there.
Right.
Yeah.
Great
And
point.
it's hard to think, maybe Bruce, but it's hard to think of an artist that commands such. I notice a lot of young people, but then I worry a little bit that the crowd keeps getting older.
Yeah.
Including me.
Brown Finger, I think he did keep it brown last night. If anybody can keep it brown, it's Jackson Browne.
It's Jackson Browne.
Brown with an E, my friends. So let me tell y'all, catch you up on the goings on the channel. I'm going to announce some stuff that these guys don't even know yet. So first, what was up last week? We were gone all last week, and so these were all pre-recorded episodes. And we took a look at Liquid Tension Experiment. Do y'all know them?
I don't.
Liquid Tension Experiment is a prog metal supergroup comprised of Tony Levin, who's played with Peter Gabriel for years, with King Crimson on bass. Jordan Rudess from Dream Theater is on the keys. Mike Portnoy is on the drums. John Petrucci, a guitar god, is on the guitar, and it's unbelievable.
What was the name again? I'm sorry.
It's called Liquid Tension Experiment. I'll give Don the notes when we're done here. So we did a song called Key to the Imagination, which was an instrumental that was on Monday, and I very much enjoyed that one. Our extended play lounge, our most recent extended play lounge for our patrons, was Camel and their album The Snow Goose. And I don't know if either of you know that one either. It's a beautiful album, all instrumental, a suite based on a short story, a novella called The Snow Goose, written by Paul Gallico during the Second World War. And I was taken by that album. I really, really enjoyed it. Had that one on vinyl, thanks to our friend Ray. Let's see.
Thank you, Ray.
Yeah, thanks, Ray.
Thanks,
Rock
Ray.
and roll. Ray's got my back there.
Quality.
So on Wednesday we did The Flying Dutchman by Tori Amos, and that's one that we did back in February from our fan favorites series, and I've heard a lot of music by Tori Amos.
She's great. I'm going to see her in July next month in San Francisco.
Yeah, she's on tour right now as well.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, she came to prominence while we were kind of in high school.
Yeah.
And I've heard a lot of her music, but I never heard a song called The Flying Dutchman, which has some history to it. And it was a really cool story of how that song came together. So check that one out if you would like. On Thursday, we did some Dust in the Wind from Kansas, because I recently did The Point of No Return by that band over on Patreon. So we released that one. And then the big one on Friday, Kashmir, Led Zeppelin. About a month ago, I listened to Physical Graffiti, all 4 sides of Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin for the first time. Like, I had only
I used
heard,
to have that on vinyl.
like,
until
I had only
stupidly
heard,
gave it away.
like, Kashmir and maybe 1 or 2 other songs, and the whole rest of it was brand new for me.
Wow.
And that was an experience. That was a haul. That was all 4 sides. Yeah, so that was last week. Friends, let me check in on your chat here to make sure that I'm not missing anything. Let's see. Hi, Dale. Hi, Pam. Let's see. Soggy Tom wants some more Tori Amos. I think we can do that. That sounds good.
Have you seen her play the piano? She like straddles.
I've seen her live.
can-
It's been like 20 years ago.
It's
but I've
amazing.
seen.
It's amazing.
Oh, the way that she sits and plays and like
both sides.
and comes. Yeah,
It's
an amazing talent for sure. Matt is saying Kashmir was awesome. Thank you. Yeah, In My Time of Dying. That was a great song. What was the one? The other one about 10 years. Now I can't remember. 10 years on or whatever.
CRS thing.
For sure. Rock and roll. Ooh, Soggy Tom is asking how the Palace was. That's our venue from last night. That's
was
one of the more lovely,
beautiful.
one of the more lovely venues, theaters that I think I've ever been in.
Just really makes you feel at home, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
What a lovely place to see a concert. Great acoustics. There wasn't a bad seat in the house.
It's true.
It was really, yeah, Jimmy's got it right. 10 Years Gone. That was a great, and Relative Time Works. Thank you. That was a lovely tune. So, should we tell them what I've got going up this week?
Game on.
I'm sure you're interested.
I am.
Because you always watch it and tell me where I got it wrong.
And right.
And right. Thank you.
Most of it's right.
Dan tells me where I
Say
got
all
it
of
right.
it's right.
So I know we just did some John Petrucci with Liquid Kitchen Experiment last Monday, but I'm going to go back to Dream Theater tomorrow, y'all. I'm still traveling, and so these are going to be things that I just don't quite have the time to put together brand new videos right now. So the good news is I've worked hard in the past, and I have these great reactions that I can share with y'all. So that's what this is about. Dream Theater, Stream of Consciousness, from our April fan favorites, featuring, that was International Guitar Month. And so we asked our friends, what's your favorite guitar songs? And of course we had some Dream Theater in there. And so we've got that song coming up on Monday. On Wednesday, I'm doing some Yes, friends. Yes, I'm doing The Fish. And it says Schindleria Praemutoris. Fish from Yes in April. Also, as part of our Guitar Month celebration, we had this in there, and they said, well, if you're going to do favorite guitar, is it the bass guitar a type of guitar? And it's hard to find too many people better than Chris Squire. Oof. And it's a live version of this song, an extended version of the song, and I think there's other Yes songs like sprinkled in, but you get to see Chris Squire doing his thing with the guys from Yes, and so that's going to be on Wednesday. I'm looking forward to that. On Thursday, y'all, we're going to do a movie theme. So, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think I'm the good. Which one of you is the other two?
It's a little mixture of all.
Okay, we got a little. We're going to just put
I'll
that
let
in a.
someone else make that
We're
assignment.
going to put that in a blender and add some almond milk and see if we can digest that. Thank you, Pam. Love that. Yeah, Kevin, Steve Morris and the Dixie Dregs. We should get to some of them as well. But on Thursday, this past month in May, we did our favorite movie themes. And we had some of the best. We had John Williams in there, and we had Howard Shore, and of course, Ennio Morricone. and the main theme from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. You will be not surprised that I've never seen that movie. Have you seen it?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
You haven't seen it either.
Oh yes, I have.
You've seen it,
of course.
So one of the beginnings of like the spaghetti westerns as a genre, and Morricone creates this sonic landscape, and westerns as we know them were not the same.
So while we're on this movie theme,
Yeah.
Last night Jackson played one song that may well have been his only top 10 song that came from a movie. Do you all know the name of the movie?
Oh,
She's got to be somebody's baby. I bet someone in the network knows.
baby. What movie was that in?
Fast Times at Ridgemont.
so
High.
Really?
Yeah.
That was on the Fast Time soundtrack?
Oh, there it is.
There it
Who
is.
got it? Yeah, that was.
Who did get that?
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only geezer here.
That was Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. That's awesome.
That's a great tune.
Thank you, Bruce.
Nice work.
Awesome
There's a
stuff.
couple in there.
Yeah, look at that. Great. So
Heidi, nice job.
we I'm gonna be pulling that one. So of all the movie themes that was presented to us that people voted on, that one got by far the most votes.
Interesting.
So I reacted to a live version of it performed in Europe, and so that's the one that I'm going to share with y'all on Thursday. So let's see what else is coming up. Ooh, Steven is saying, talking about movies, Metallica has something coming out in cinemas this year.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that?
I have.
Tell me, Ghost Rider.
Well, Bob, it's coming out in theaters this year.
No shit. That's what they just said.
I know.
Thank you for, okay.
Well, I don't want to spoil it for too many people.
What, is it a concert film or like a documentary?
It's both. It's more of a concert film
Rock and roll.
with the side of documentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, we got some Yes coming, Pam, and we got Morricone on Thursday. And on Friday, okay, I got to tell y'all the thing. Pink Floyd is the band. The Wall is the album. I did the entire Wall back in November, late November of last year. And you won't be surprised, it was my first time hearing that whole album.
Wow.
I had only knew like Another Brick in the Wall and Comfortably Numb. And the whole rest of it, including the story behind it all, was kind of an enigma for me. And so I did an entire...
The song, We Don't Need No Education, is interesting for me. I used to play that.
Yeah.
And as I have interpreted that song,
Don is an educator.
it's
friends.
not that we don't need no education. It's that we need the right kind of education, the education that sustains free thought and democracy and humanity, not the oppressive stuff that I think
For sure.
they experienced.
Yeah, I think we agree.
Right, kids?
Yeah, the kids were rebelling against that, right?
That's right.
And Roger's dialing back into his childhood and remembering that experience.
Teacher, leave those kids alone.
Is true. Yeah, John, I hear you, John. I have not gotten yet to Pink Floyd's Pompeii live concert film, and
Nice, John.
it'll be this year. I know for sure, but
We just heard it.
yeah, it's going to be great. Let's see. So when I did The Wall, I had that in mind that, I want to bring that to YouTube at some point. So I split up my reaction into sides 1 and 2 and sides 3 and 4 and made 2 videos and uploaded them to YouTube, and they've been blocked for half a year.
Oh.
But I really wanted to share with y'all my reaction to the studio recording of Comfortably Numb. I think it's worthy. It's one of the greatest guitar solos of all time, right? And I've got a version of that I reacted to by David Gilmour live in concert later in his career.
Wow.
But I don't have a version, that seminal version, the one from the album. And it's been blocked for this whole time. But I redid a new video and I snipped just that one song. And I uploaded it to YouTube. I crossed my fingers and a couple of toes. And I can bring it to you, friends. So that's coming up on Friday. Comfortably Numb. By this Friday, I think I will be comfortably numb. after this drive across America that we've had. Yeah, so we've got Comfortably Numb from my EPL with a new introduction and an outro that we're going to be releasing on Friday. So It's going to be a fun week, y'all. Check this out. We've got Dream Theater, Yes, Ennio Morricone, and Pink Floyd.
And Tool.
Well, Tool is going to be. Dan's looking at Dan's looking at the next week, and he just. So I might have to move that. I know that Dan likes Tool. We brought our Fear Inoculum vinyl.
It's very nice.
Box set. So I guess we're going to do Tool next Monday. How about that? Maybe I should call you and see if we can get on the horn again.
You're gonna have you. So you have this is a pure reaction to Third Eye. Like you're.
Yeah, we're looking at Third Eye.
That's gonna be great.
I don't know anything about it.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's one of their masterpieces.
Yeah. You know what Tool spelled backward is? Loot. I was wondering if he could make that.
What about Bob spelled backwards?
It's still the same. How
wow.
about that?
That's
Yeah.
Anyway,
so this week word was delirious.
we won't say what Dan is spelled backwards.
Shit. We've got Dream Theater. We've got Yes. We've got The Good and the Bad and the Ugly from Ennio Morricone, and we've got Comfortably Numb from Pink Floyd.
Yes is gonna be great.
And I'm just excited. You're gonna love that.
I'm pretty stoked.
Chris Squire's bass playing
Pretty excited.
is one of the more unique sounds in all of these bands that I've come across. His style and the tone that he gets from his bass is just and is showman.
I want to know who
on stage.
influenced him. Like, where did he get his?
I bet y'all might know that.
It's kind of funky.
Who was Chris Squire's influence? Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to check in on your thing. Dragon is asking how Jackson Browne was. So Dragon, when we're done here, go back to the beginning because we gave you an update at the beginning of the broadcast.
But magnificent though.
It was
but
awesome.
I think that
Got some vinyl.
the wonderful thing about Jackson Browne is his commitment to consistency and quality and humanity.
Absolutely.
And so I don't know that I've ever seen at all anything that comes close to resembling a bad Jackson Browne show. And
For
that's-
sure.
And it's clearly has to do with his spiritual dedication to his words and his music and his fans, man.
Yeah.
And he last night, for instance, he closed with "Stay," and he said this is a love song to his crew
his
and
roadies.
to the fans.
Yeah.
And it's true, right?
And we just hung out there, and it's just a 1 to 6 to 4 to 5. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. And it just, but they got done with the song, and they just kept playing, and they were like,
Yeah.
"Are we ever gonna leave?"
It's important to know too. I think that Jackson said that he was with half full band last night.
Yeah, he had a
And-
cut down band, but it
And
was
he
still
lost
lovely.
one of his band members 2 months ago, Jeff. I guess we've mentioned that, Jeff Young,
Yeah.
And then David Lenley died earlier this year.
in March.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you, Pinworm. Appreciate your support. Thanks for your tip there. Kevin is looking for some nectar. I think I listened to some on the Patreon. I don't know much from them, but I will try to get to them as well. Ray is reminding us that fish video has the fish, but it also has parts of On the Silent Wings of Freedom and Tempest Fugit. So that's going to be great. Amethyst, Meg is with the ladies right now. They are having lunch, and so I thought I'd bring on the yahoos here for this week. So Megan will be back next week. So according to Wikipedia, Chris Squire's early influence was LSD.
That could do it.
Yeah, that's a heck of an influence.
Why not?
Yeah, freak. David Lindley died earlier this year.
Open the portal.
What a sad thing, right? Great guitar player.
Great string instrument. He mastered instruments from all over the world, which cannot be easy. Right?
Yeah. Oh, Richard Plant is reminding us John Entwistle was an influence on
Nice.
Chris
The Who.
as well. Yeah, for sure. Y'all, it's going to be a great week, and we've had a great time hanging out with family, and we'll be back home later this week and see if we can figure out which direction is straight again. But it's always fun to get out and break up your rhythm, have some new experiences, see family. We got to see a great show. We had a great meal at the Browne Hotel last night
Right
in
next
Louisville.
to the venue, the
was-
Brown Palace.
Holy lovely dinner, friends. It was awesome. Yeah, what a great time, and we just had a lovely trip, and so we thank y'all for being with us this weekend, for checking in with us and hanging out with us on the live stream.
Redbird.
No, that's not.
Pretty. Hang on a second. I don't know if you can see this. It might be too light. Yeah. So there's the backyard.
A little hummingbird there.
Yeah. So we got some wildlife back there. And I think we're gonna get some lunch and we're gonna play some records, and we got to get you to the airport because you got to get back to work tomorrow.
I'm leaving on a jet plane.
For sure. Maybe that's another song.
John Denver song.
Dragon is suggesting that we come to Michigan and do a live stream from there. We can take the show on the road. That could be fun.
Nice.
Great place. Michigan is Arkansas's sister state. Not everybody knows that. Both admitted in 1836
Okay.
as a result of the 1820 Compromise, which meant that when you introduced a slave state, you had to introduce a slave
you had to do a
free
second
state.
one.
So Michigan is our sister state.
I'll be darned.
I did not know that.
How about that?
Well, it's probably not a lot of stuff.
Hi, Dale. Good to see you. Oh, Meg showed up in the chat. Everybody's saying hi to Meg. Hi, Meg.
Hi.
Good to see you. We're almost done. Let's remind people of what's coming up this week before we leave. It's Dream Theater, Stream of Consciousness. Yes, with The Fish and a couple of other tunes. The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, the main theme from that movie by Morricone. And Comfortably Numb from Pink Floyd. They're Floyd and they're Pink. Which one of them is Pink? Is the question. So thanks y'all for being with us.
And thanks for letting me be a part of this.
This
Doug.
is great, man. We've been going together and seeing music together and causing general trouble for multiple decades. So I think we should stop the live stream before we do anything to cause anybody to call the cops on us.
Anybody in Europe today from there?
Yeah, where are y'all from today? We got where are we from? So we're in northern Kentucky. I know we got people from Florida.
We got Michigan over
and
there.
Michigan. Let's see, where else are y'all from? Heidi's in Memphis.
Nice.
Some barbecue. Yeah, there's Leffe from Sweden. Wow, Dubai. Hang on a second. Get the chat back up. Wow, Dubai, Pittsburgh,
Amsterdam.
Holland, Sydney, Australia, United Arab Emirates, Poland, rock and roll. Yeah,
UK,
Schultze,
Essex, England,
Peter
Chicago.
Gabriel's way overdue for sure.
Puget Sound, Ohio.
Chicago. Hey, Soggy Tom's in Indiana. We drove through there.
Anybody from down under?
Rhode Island, Tel Aviv. Yeah, we've got a few folks. One person was from Sydney.
Nice.
Yeah, Tom is coming to us from hell, otherwise known as South Florida.
I see Poland. I see Tel Aviv. I see Rhode Island. Donnie used to live in Rhode Island.
Anytime the world needs
Grant.
some international diplomacy, they know who to call. The Daily Doug community.
This is a great thing, man. We need more humanity. And I just want to say that we're working hard to try to save this fledgling democracy here. And
Music can help.
music is
Art.
part of it.
Art reflects our society, and the best art helps inform us of what's going on around us, and it helps us to process our feelings of how we experience that.
Amen. That's right.
You know?
Hallelujah.
So thanks, y'all, for being with us, and we'll see you soon, friends. Peace.
Cheers.
Thanks.